Imagine a world where knowledge vanished with its speaker, every story fading into forgotten whispers across generations. For millennia, this was humanity's reality, until one crucial innovation changed everything forever. History is not merely a timeline of events, but a complex tapestry woven from pivotal, rapid shifts. These quick historical moments, sometimes accidental, profoundly redirect the entire course of human civilization. From ancient breakthroughs to scientific leaps, seemingly small decisions cascaded into monumental global impacts. Understanding these critical junctures reveals how interconnected and fragile our progress truly remains. Prepare to explore 4 such transformative episodes that redefine the very fabric of human existence. The invention of writing systems emerged from pragmatic necessities like trade and detailed record-keeping. Early forms began as simple pictograms, evolving to represent complex ideas and specific spoken words. Ancient Sumerians developed cuneiform, pressing wedge-shaped marks into wet clay tablets for enduring records. Egyptians crafted intricate hieroglyphs, a beautiful system combining images and phonetic elements for their narratives. These scripts allowed rulers to administer vast empires, codify laws, and preserve cultural narratives for distant descendants. Writing transformed abstract thoughts into tangible, transportable information, independent of the speaker's presence. But even with writing, knowledge remained incredibly fragile and exclusive, confined to a select few. Centuries later, a devastating plague, the Black Death, swept across continents with terrifying speed and ferocity. Originating in Central Asia, it traveled westward along established trade routes, carried by fleas on black rats. The pathogen Yersinia pestis rapidly infected populations, causing agonizing symptoms and swift, brutal death. Estimates suggest this single pandemic eradicated 30 to 50% of Europe's population within a few short years. Entire villages were depopulated, cities overwhelmed, and social structures collapsed under the immense strain. Fear and superstition gripped societies, leading to widespread paranoia, scapegoating, and profound religious questioning. Economic life fractured as labor forces dwindled drastically, impacting agriculture, manufacturing, and commerce profoundly. This catastrophic loss of life, however, paradoxically paved the way for unprecedented social and economic shifts. Surviving laborers gained immense bargaining power, demanding higher wages and improved working conditions instantly. The rigid feudal system, already weakening, crumbled much faster as traditional hierarchies lost their grip and control. This dramatic demographic change created new opportunities, enabling greater social mobility for common people. It forced innovation in farming practices and management, adapting to the severe shortage of available manual labor. Intellectual thought also shifted, emphasizing individual experience and human suffering more intensely than before. Yet the greatest leap in widespread knowledge dissemination arrived not from disease, but from ingenious engineering. For centuries, producing books was a painstaking, slow process, meticulously copied by hand in scriptoriums. Demand for written materials, especially religious texts and scholarly works, far outstripped the supply available. Johannes Gutenberg, a German craftsman, ingeniously combined existing technologies with novel mechanical principles. He accelerated book-developed production durable, interchangeable metal movable type, a crucial innovation for rapid text composition. Gutenberg also perfected an oil-based ink suitable for printing, and adapted a wine press for consistent paper impression.
His revolutionary printing press dramatically accelerated book production, reducing costs exponentially overnight.
The Gutenberg Bible, printed around 1455, demonstrated the press's incredible capacity for producing identical copies. Suddenly, knowledge could be replicated and distributed on an unprecedented scale, reaching far beyond the elite. This invention ignited an information revolution, fundamentally altering how people learned, communicated, and thought. It directly fueled the Protestant Reformation, allowing widespread access to scripture and challenging established authority. Scientific theories and discoveries could now spread rapidly across intellectual communities, accelerating research. Literacy rates began a slow but steady increase, as books became more affordable and readily accessible to common citizens.
However, another accidental discovery would soon profoundly impact the very survival of those newly literate masses.
In 1928, Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming made a remarkable, contaminating a serendipitous petri dish of observation in his laboratory.
He noticed a mold, Penicillium notatum, contaminating a petri dish of Staphylococcus bacteria, inhibiting its growth.
Contaminating a serendipitous petri dish of observation in his laboratory, Staphylococcus bacteria, inhibiting its which Fleming growth named penicillin, capable of killing harmful bacteria. Initially, the potential of this discovery was not fully recognized, and its purification proved incredibly challenging. Years later, researchers Howard Florey and Ernst Chain successfully isolated and mass-produced the life-saving compound. Penicillin transformed medicine, offering the first effective treatment against bacterial infections like pneumonia and sepsis. It saved countless lives during World War II, dramatically reducing fatalities from battlefield wounds and common infections. Diseases that once brought certain death, such as tuberculosis and syphilis, became treatable and often curable. The widespread availability of antibiotics drastically extended human lifespans and improved overall global health outcomes. This medical breakthrough enabled more complex surgeries and medical procedures, revolutionizing hospital care worldwide. These separate sparks of change ultimately converged, creating the vibrant, interconnected world we now inhabit. The advent of writing provided the bedrock for all complex civilizations, enabling law, governance, and monumental architecture. It gave humanity the power to accumulate and transmit knowledge across vast distances and countless generations. The Black Death, despite its horror, inadvertently dismantled archaic social structures, empowering the laboring classes. It accelerated the shift towards a more fluid economy, laying groundwork for the nascent merchant and middle classes. The printing press democratized information, shattering intellectual monopolies and empowering individual inquiry and thought. It fueled the Renaissance, the scientific revolution, and the Reformation, fundamentally reshaping European intellectual landscapes. Penicillin dramatically extended human lifespans, altering demographics and allowing societies to flourish without constant fear of infection. It redefined warfare, transforming battleground casualties from inevitable death sentences into treatable injuries, saving millions. Imagine the world without these innovations. No recorded history, no widespread education, no effective disease treatment. These moments, initially isolated, created cascading effects, each innovation building upon the foundations of the last. Writing allowed ideas to persist. The plague forced social re-evaluation. Printing spread those re-evaluated ideas. Penicillin then ensured more people lived long enough to read, learn, and contribute to further progress. Together, these quick historical moments illustrate humanity's incredible capacity for both destruction and profound creation. Each singular event, a seemingly isolated ripple, eventually contributed to the vast ocean of human experience. They remind us that the future is constantly being shaped by both deliberate invention and unexpected, pivotal events. From the earliest scratches on clay to life-saving medicines, human ingenuity continuously reshapes our collective destiny. Every era holds its own turning points, reminding us to remain vigilant and adaptable to the forces of change. If these incredible transformations fascinated you, subscribe for more pivotal history and share your favorite moment in the comments.